Hey guys, this is a very cruel story. The Stefan Pecher case. The very cruel murder of Stefan is still unresolved until today, since 26 years. The perpetrator stabbed a knife into Stefan's heart and cut his throat. It might be because of a murder revenge or a drug deal which failed. In Munich, the 1st of May 1996, Stefan was found in his red Honda sports car, two-seater, with his cut throat. As I mentioned, until today, this case is still unresolved and the perpetrator still is walking around us freely. Welcome to my Mystery Storyteller YouTube channel. Thank you very much for visiting my channel, and I know many people asking for that, but you would do me a big favor if you would click on the like button and also the notification bell in order to get some updates about the new uploaded episodes. And I would be very happy if you also would click on subscribe in order to grow my tiny small YouTube channel a bit more, and this would be wonderful, to be honest. Okay, that's all now. Let's jump into the sad entire story now. Stefan Pecher, he graduated the secondary school, but he did not make it to the high school. He also failed when he applied for a hotel, but later on he was working for another hotel as a clerk at the Four Seasons Hotel in Munich. Actually, Stefan, he came from a very good family. Yeah, as I mentioned already, his father was a banker, and they were living in Truderinger. I'll show you on a small map where it's located in Munich. Stefan here all the time, he talked about the quick money, and his friends, they talked about him, and they mentioned he actually was a cocky braggart and steam talker. Yeah, so which means steam talker. I don't know if you notice in English and Deutsch. In German you say it a little bit different, but it was translated as steam talker. Steam talker is someone who is talking, and about plans, blah blah blah, but nothing behind at all. So only talking around, to brag. And he also was involved in dubious drug deals and money deals. Yeah, Stefan, he had some plans, some ambitions. One time he wanted to make some big money with real estate in Costa Rica, and then he had the idea to make a fortune with Eastern Europe watches. And he had a company, trading company, but this was pretty unsuccessful. And but he was bragging, he making 10,000 Deutschmarks at this time, Deutschmarks per month. In fact, his family supported him with money, yeah, and he all the time was dreaming about making quick money, about fast cars, speedy motorcycles, and he was wearing designer clothes, very expensive designer clothes. But in fact, his family supported him with money, yeah, and he was living with his parents and did not pay any rent. His luxurious lifestyle, of course, had to be financed, and this was not possible with his parents. So he was looking for a wealthy patron where he did not care if it was a female or male, but he was not gay. But in order to get some money, he committed some robberies, and 2 robberies in a supermarket, and also, according to the police statements, he was dealing with drugs, mostly ecstasy or cocaine, and once in a while he also was sniffing cocaine. The police found an arsenal of weapons. As I mentioned, the 20-year-old guy had a kind of double life on a kind of very dangerous line. The police found a submachine gun, a Česká zbrojovka, Model 26, made in Czech Republic, besides a Beretta, and for both he had ammunition for it. The 20-year-old's weapon arsenal also included a real hand grenade and 2 fake ones, and according to the police it belonged to Stefan Pecher. The police also found 2 black overalls and 2 bulletproof vests in a bag at a friend's apartment. He mentioned he feels threatened and he was scared, and he says he is in trouble and he wanted to buy a pistol with a silencer. So he buys a stun gun and a baseball bat and put it into his trunk of the car. So actually it's not really clear of whom he was scared. Yeah. Before his death, some friends also mentioned suddenly he has a big amount of money, and it was around 40,000 Deutschmarks, and nobody knows where this money came from. On the 9th of May, the day of his death, he had a kind of business dinner. We don't know with whom. And he borrowed the Cartier watch from his father, and he had 600 Deutschmarks in his wallet, but he cancelled this appointment. In the night, 10th of May 1996, his car was found at house number 120 Blutenburgstraße in Munich. He had a Honda CRX sports car, 2-seater sports car, and a local resident noticed that the car is standing there and blocking actually a gangway. So this local resident approached the car and could see through the misted windows dimly a person sitting behind the steering wheel, but hanging over to the left, but still seatbelts on. The interior of the sports car was fully covered with blood. The local resident tried to talk to this person, but there was no response. Then he opened the door and he saw the person, the dead person there, everything covered with blood. I think it must have looked very horrible, to be honest. So the killer, he had a knife with a blade of 15 centimeter, or something like 20 is this, yeah, but pretty long actually. And he stabbed him 20 times, yeah, and one stab was in Stefan's heart. And the most horrible is that he was dead already and slit his throat. This is called overkill. So this person must have a 100% aggression and bad feeling and anger and hate against this person that he had to slit his throat. As I mentioned, this is called overkill because he was dead already. Then afterwards, the person, he cleaned the grip from the knife very carefully, so there were no fingerprints to find. Now what I am thinking about is, number one is how he can cut his throat. The person must have been sit in the back to hold the head and cut his throat, you know? So when I'm sitting beside the passenger, yeah, so I'm stabbing like that, you know, and but how? Yeah, maybe like that, yeah. But yeah, still strange. The other point is that they did not find any, or nothing is mentioned actually in the police statement, that they found some blood steps. This person who killed this guy, he must have been covered all over with blood inside the car. Can you imagine if the whole interior of the car was covered with blood and everything, the dashboard, everything on the seats and leather seats? This person actually must have been covered in blood. Okay, it was in the night, yeah, but there was nothing mentioned for the police that they found some footsteps with blood outside or so, you know. But it's a really, really strange case. Murder doesn't expire. So probably it was about a failed drug deal. Yeah, this is what the police say. And there are some witnesses that saw the Honda, the red Honda, in different areas close to the crime scene. Of course, the homicide detectives, they interviewed the whole family, the friends. Of course, the family was super shocked and totally down, as you can imagine. And over 200 interviews with different people did not bring any breakthrough. So also Stefan's cell phone has not been found. Might have been that there are contact details from the killer on it. As mentioned, the case until today is open, and continuously the DNA will be checked with different criminals, and of course they have some new possibilities in the future to find out more. But this case is really not easy because there's nothing they can catch on, you know what I mean? And there is also a reward of 2,500 euro in order to catch the killer, which is a joke. 2,500 euro only, come on, for this cruel murder. This is a typical German, you know. I mean, this is ridiculous, honestly. So 10,000, 20,000, okay, yeah. But who will help the police for 2,500 euro, you know? And they also get killed, maybe. Who knows who is behind? Yeah, maybe a mafia. What I believe. Yeah, but this is only my opinion. Guys, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed it. So sad the story is, yeah, but it was baffling me so much since how many years since I know about this case. It is really unbelievable because it was in the middle in the city actually, but of the cruelty, you know, this is really, really tough tobacco. Okay. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to click on the subscribe button, because to help me, to support me a little bit with my tiny Mystery Storyteller YouTube channel. And stay tuned, the next episode will arrive soon. Thank you, and bye-bye, and stay safe. Your Bernie.